All right, folks, we now have the amazing pleasure of speaking with the Rosemary Rosie Murray-Tingling. She had plenty of things to her name.
What a wonderful name that Rosie catch your money.
You can imagine. The brilliant writer behind the acclaimed radio drama, A Place Called Yard, which which recently earned the title of Best Drama Program at the 35th NGC CBU Caribbean Media Awards.
Thank you. What a saint.
May I tell you?
That is. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So nice.
Well, we're doing,
Morning and welcome.
Let me say, when I hear the
Murray-Tingling.
when I hear the thing on the news, if you ever hear the word that fly out of my mouth, I didn't even know that it was entered.
Is that a word I can use now?
No, it can't. No. But
Wait,
I
start.
thanks. No, I would not ever say that.
What do you mean you never know it was entered?
No, well, I just didn't know.
So who entered it?
It would have
we
been,
did.
yes, the 94, yes.
wow.
What is A Place Called Yard?
A Place Called Yard is a story about a family in a place called Yard. So we're not identifying it as Jamaican now, because it really could be placed in just about any Caribbean island, right? And just the general changes that they go through. And this was during the pandemic. So, you know, some of the drama that happened, the relationship issues, the isolation, the distant learning, just man-woman relationships that broke down during that period. The family is...
The Hunt family?
Yeah, the Hunt family.
Husband, wife?
Husband, wife, grandmother, and 3 children.
Three
so we
girls?
even had, no, 2 boys and a girl.
Okay.
So we had ages ranging from 25, 18 down to 10. We actually had a 10-year-old speaking about the issues that he faced through. During that period when there was a lot of the kidnapping of the children and just a lot of tragedy that happened with children and how it affected him. And I thought that this was important to highlight, because we hear it in the news, we hear about what happened, but we don't know about the trauma that happens to the children who are left, the children in the class, the children in the school, you know.
But this wasn't a comedy.
No.
It's not, it's drama. Hello.
I know,
Radio drama means cinema for the ears.
But you kind of throw in like a same thing in there, don't you?
Yes, man. Of course, based on the characters. Like, for example, Maurice Hunt is this kind of belligerent man from the country who, you know, him just express himself a certain way. So he, I think, provides a lot of the comic relief. Okay. But you know what is amazing? Ronald Gossip was a part of this.
I just saw him in the picture.
Yeah, Ronald Gossip was a part. I know I'm not going to tear up. I'm not going to tear up.
Tearing up, but that's okay.
Yeah, and Gossip was this is a role that people not used to hearing him in. Yeah. I know I was going to tear up in him, but I said, Lord have mercy.
Never always have tissue into his pocket.
Because him know that these things will happen.
To him and to me.
And you know what really struck me? He passed on the Wednesday, and this news came out on the Thursday. And I was like, gosh, I'm not here to get this news. Because he was so enthusiastic about it. And he liked his character because he wasn't the bad boy. You know?
Well, you know what I want to know? So we went through a period when radio drama was the thing.
Exactly.
Especially in RJR.
Yes,
right?
man. Yes, man.
Dulcimina and all the rest of them. And we went through a period where it was just completely non-existent. And then resurrected again. So COVID was the catalyst for you to birth this?
You know, there was this a conscious decision by management in RJR to bring it back. And I think that COVID kind of prodded and prompted this.
People were home.
Because people were home, and just to look at life again. Because life did change bad, you know.
Yeah,
so to even just look back at some of the traditions and just some of what we had.
Yeah, me that try remember the name of a long time radio drama that was
Dulcimina.
Oh man, the one probably
Uptown, Downtown, Life with Seabert.
Anyway, what was the writing process like?
Especially during that time, because during that time a lot of creatives could not create.
Exactly.
Hold on 1 second. I think we need to hear something, no?
I like the backyard setup, Maurice. You guys did a good job. You must plan a little get-together before I head back home.
I really them pick the creative space and work on it, you know. Anthony take the lead for do it. Him call it him creative space.
Does have that feel though, with all the bamboo and the wood carvings, color. Anyway, I know we had a good laugh at your expense, Maurice. Hey, but putting fun and joke aside, you and I need to have a big man talk about what's happening in your household.
So, Mr. Fix It, you bear the land good and already you can identify some problem in my household that you, Mr. Almighty, ready for fix.
Wow, bruh, ease up. Not here to run your house. This is about a family. I have a few years on you, and I've been through quite a bit, and I may just be here through some hairy issues. I would love you to have harmony within your household, so just give me a hair, okay?
As long as you know I'm going to use what we talk about as a weapon to make me a bigger laughing stock.
For you, because you had to write for everyone, right?
Yes.
So what was that like?
Gossip is actually a returned resident. You can actually hear
Hair,
the big hair
yes.
and the accent
Yes,
and so
yes.
on. The process, let me tell you something. I always observe people. I always kind of have characters in my head. And sometimes when you hear of, or you see incidents happen, or you hear of situations, you kind of match a story to a character. You know what I mean? And so this was what the process was like, pulling out a character and then thinking of who could play the role convincingly and then kind of fusing whatever was topical or whatever the situation was to that character. Mm-hmm. So Maurice, who plays the father, him kind of belligerent and him have an issue with him brother, who is Gossip. The grandmother is in there, that's Liz Brown. And then you have the father having an issue with his son, who is a creative, who's going to a school for the creative arts. And him is our problem, because him always a rapper, and him always a thing, and, you know, this is what I waste my money upon, kind of a thing. And then the daughter now, who is a law student, who gets into a hairy situation when her significant other turns up HIV positive.
Oh, man.
So I really...
So many... Story from out of your head, top.
Listen, man, you see, when you sit down for write it, sometimes, hubby have to say, hello, come out of your head, because you kind of sit down and you're thinking of all of the things that you've heard and all of the experiences you've had as well, and try to weave it in and make it, yes.
You said earlier that it could be any Caribbean nation. Does that mean that you didn't go strong on patois?
No, well, it was Jamaican. But then, like I say, the situation based on our history and the kind of blend that we have in the Caribbean, it could be placed anywhere.
And the issues are...
And the issues are you know, relatable.
Mm-hmm. So this, how many seasons you gonna know? Just one?
No, we did, that was, the one that won was last season. We did another season.
How many seasons you gonna know?
2.
Okay, so
yes.
you just did the third?
No, we just did the second, right? And hopefully it will be repeated. And this now kind of had a spin-off because we looked at the family of the Donaldsons as well. And this came out of the daughter's significant other who was HIV positive, and he coming from a different social background, which was more uptown, and the changes that happened there. Only to realize that when you look at both families, even though one uptown and one is working class, they have similar issues.
Because we're all the same people.
Yes, ma'am.
So there is a kind of cultural significance to what you did and what you...
Yes, because when we look at it, radio drama is kind of cinema for the ears, if you know what I mean, kind of a thing. And because of the immediacy of everything that is here right now, and you know, it have a hype and it have to this, I wove in some of our traditional values in there. For example, the grandmother always a quote Bible scripture, which is something that we all grew up with. Yep. Always, every situation, she reached for one Bible scripture and chip ting there, and it kind of helped to keep the family kind of blended, you know? The kind of respect and regard between the children and the parents, which we all know kind of like I got through the...
How long is it?
Each episode works out to be about 10 minutes, and we did 26 episodes. So it was.
When do we hear it, madam? When can we hear it?
Well, I know that season 2 ran earlier. Normally, we would repeat it at later down in the year, and I'm sure that there's some arrangement that they're going to be making, so it can be heard through podcast or on.
Nice, Rosie. Congrats to you.
Thank
In
you.
this creative space, you're a formidable force, and it's good that you keep on going, keep on pushing.
Thank you.
Keep on giving us of your creative talents and your gifts, and we are appreciative.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
so
These are Mrs. Murray-Tingling.
How is your husband?
Oh, he's good.
Oh, Jesus.
Look at me. Don't you see he's good? Yeah.
That was Rosemary Rosie Murray-Tingling. I don't know which other name she could have. All right, so we're taking a...
What was that?
I have no idea. Where the word start with?
She look rosy picture.
Thank you. See it?
When we come back, we have a chat with recording artist, Mr. G. So
You're too sharp.
We'll soon come.